reaction, guys. Well, here's the reaction to that wild card game. Hold on a second. If you're rewatching this, just jump forward to about 5 minutes in. We should be going by then. Give me just a second. I'm here, guys. Oh, sorry about that interruption. What's up, Tap? How you doing, brother? We're gonna react to the football game tonight on this one, and kind of see where the chat takes us. But yeah, Texans and Steelers. That was, oh God. The Texans looked pretty good. The defense, no surprises there. The offense, I don't know if Stroud's that guy, honestly. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Jury's still out on that dude. And I like CJ Stroud, but I don't know if the Steelers' defense was that good or the Texans' defense is real deal legit, though. DeMeco Ryans has that defense humming. Yeah, and like I said, I like him. Like, maybe, I don't know if that was a backup center playing, but like there were was a lot of miscommunication going on between him and the guy snapping the ball, and the amount of bobbles and fumbles and all that stuff. And I think Rodgers, as far as Aaron Rodgers goes, he looked 42 years old tonight. Yeah, and I think the potential is there for sure. Definitely. Just I don't think it definitely wasn't his best game. I mean, the Texans finally got that monkey off their back and got a playoff win, which congratulations to them. Rodgers had Metcalf back and just couldn't get shit done. Yeah. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if he needs a better offensive coordinator or better quarterback coach or what it is. DeMeco Ryans, he's a defensive-minded coach, and it definitely shows. I mean, that defense, Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, bro, like all night, they would have the camera on him, and he'd be like, fuck. Like, it almost felt like as much attention as they were putting on Rodgers, it felt like he was the Taylor Swift of the playoffs. Just, you know, I don't know. What's up, David Corona? How you doing, homie? I'm doing pretty good tonight. Was a decent game, a little boring at times, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, 49ers, bro. So I think our path to the Super Bowl, here we go with this, right? We go in, we get revenge on Seattle, and then I'm hoping the Rams can take care of the deal in Chicago. Then we go to Levi South, and which, you know, against the Rams, take care of business there, and then we come home for the Super Bowl. Now, you know, that's that's a long ways down the road. And of course, I'm a homer when it comes to my team, but you know, a lot of stuff's going to have to happen for that scenario to play out. Watching the game last night, This isn't according to me. Chargers are absolutely, till they're out. Exactly, bro. And honestly, coming into the game with the Eagles yesterday, I was concerned. And then when Kittle went down, I was like, "Are we doing this shit again?" But the Niners found a way to get it done, like they've been doing all year long. So I think at this point anything is possible. I will say this: the Seahawks are coming off a bye. It's in their house. Those things are tough, But we just beat the Eagles, who rested all their starters week 18. So it's almost as if they had a bye too. And it was in their house, hostile territory. So who's to say we don't go into Seattle and get that ass? And then turn around and the Rams, that's what's up, Taftwood. That's what's up. So, who's to say we can't do it? Who's to say we can't do it? Same here, brother. And this would be the most ironic year ever to do it, because in the past, in the past 5-6 years, we've come in with these super teams, right? Just loaded, kind of like the Eagles this year, and we couldn't get it done, Wow. Let's go ahead and boot you on out of here. Yeah, so 70 sodas in prisons when the Niners played. Oh, bro, I know. I know. Yeah, I was quick on that one. So, yeah, anyways, what do you guys think of my sweatshirt? This is an old one. Let me show you a little better what it says. It says, "Make San Francisco great again." Garoppolo Sherman, 18. Man, that's going back a ways, isn't it? Yeah, Garoppolo, bro. 49ers in Buffalo in the Super Bowl. That'd be cool. That would be, just the fact that we get to the Super Bowl will be cool. You know what I mean? But at this point, train's rolling. Now it's just a matter of continuing to play the 49er football that we've played all year. Winning games we're not supposed to. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think he's got like 3 or 4 rings from New England when he was Brady's backup. So, yeah, I remember the year Brady was hurt for like 4 games. Garoppolo stepped in and did a very good job in that system. So that's it. One game. All we have to worry about right now is Seattle. And absolutely, Tap. Tom Brady made it happen for him. The thing that really used to piss me off about Garoppolo, he would the times are out. You're gonna be able to watch. You know what? I didn't even check the times yet, bro. What time do the Niners play? If it's the 5 o'clock one, I'm gonna have to put an earbud in at work. If it's the earlier one, I probably watch it. You know what I mean? But 6 p.m. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put an ear. I'm gonna be at work, but that's okay. Gotta go earn a living. That always comes first, But yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, same deal. What's up, Montana? How you doing, bro? So if we get through this one, I believe all the finals games are on Sunday the following week. So that's good. If we get through this one, then I'll definitely be home for the conference championship game. And the way I'm looking at things now, my confidence is starting to build in this because we just beat a really good defense. The Eagles definitely have a I would say a top 10 defense. So it's just a matter of game planning, and Shanahan's great at that. And I think in that Week 18 game, Shanahan didn't want to go too deep into the bag of tricks because he knew we were going to see Seattle again in the playoffs. Didn't want to put stuff on tape, you know what I mean? And, that last game they did, but we beat them Week 1. So there's that, What's up, your mama's house? He says, go Raiders. Hey, first pick in the draft next year, you'll have a new coach. Maybe possibly even trading away Max Crosby for more draft picks. I mean, who knows what it's going to look like. Can't be much worse than it was this year, I mean, number 1 draft pick overall. That's a bad season, But go Niners, that's right. Shout out to you. So, yep. We're just basketball there. Spurs. Oh, I got you. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I must have missed that in the chat. SJF. Do me a favor, guys. Do I remember you? It's been a while, I think, huh? What's going on though? My name is Cadence. Okay. Raiders, and I get the quarterback from. Yeah, I think so. David Corona. Okay. They blocked me last time, did they? What'd you do? 3-0 against us. Just believe if I can break down why they've been beating us. Figured out too. Absolutely. It's me. Oh, JC. Okay. I remember you, fool. What's up, JC? Okay. I got you, bro. Ball, but it'll probably be closer. Yeah, we're going to have to find a way to stop the run and make Sam Darnold beat us. Honestly, I think that's going to be the whole game plan, So, the game plan is basically stop the run, make Darnold, sling it out with us, basically. Yeah, the Texans, that defense, man, that defense, that defense is good. Aziz Al-Shair, former linebacker for the 49ers, played a hell of a game, along with the rest of the defense, Who you think in the wind at Patriots? That's going to be a good game, I think. It's going to be a real good game. Darnold, I think Darnold is going to choke, honestly. Now, I've been saying New England's a fraud all along because of the soft schedule. This is going to be probably by far the best defense they've seen. If Drake May can carve this defense up, then I will be a believer. I don't know. We'll see what that's going to look like, but home field advantage makes a big difference, but I don't know. I'm definitely Team D'Amico on that one in the Texans. I think the Eagles lost the game when they abandoned the run. Barkley was on fire. Luckily, McDonald doesn't abandon the run. No, he don't. He don't. Almost to a fault, he don't. SJF. But to be honest with you, that Eagles team it's been imploding on itself in the second half, like for a lot of the season. I mean, they let the Bills back into that game a couple weeks ago, and honestly, the Bills should have kicked that extra point and went to overtime. They had all the momentum, but they chose not to. You know what I mean? But what team do I hate the most? There's quite a few that I don't like. I don't necessarily like the word hate, but there's quite a few I don't like. Cowboys are high on that list. Eagles are high on that list. Uh, and then divisional teams, the Seahawks, the Rams. Um, for in order for it to be a good rivalry, it's got to go back and forth. So I can't really put the Cardinals on that list at this point. But and honestly, I don't even know if I can put the Cowboys on that list because we've kind of dominated them too. But I would say Seattle, Philly, and the Cowboys, and the Rams are another one at this point. You know what I mean? Darnold against SF secondary. No offense, but GSN should have. We'll see. We'll see. I'm keeping an eye on the weather. It doesn't look like there's going to be any weather for that game, so that's a good thing. Because once again, Purdy and the weather, I am not a fan of. The Chiefs, the Patriots, the Cowboys, and the Broncos. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, I would probably add the Patriots and the Chiefs to that list, but they're in a different conference, so we don't see them too often. You know what I mean? 49ers, Buffalo, Rams, Houston. That'd be cool. That would. I don't have a problem with any four of them teams. And actually, if we get past Seattle, I want the Rams next because the Rams, SoFi is Levi South, basically. The 49ers will take over that building and it'll be just like a home game. So I'm with you on those picks. Offense has been trash and it's entirely their fault. Letting teams, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to play the Rams again too, definitely. Yes, sir. Man, you guys are gonna make me start watching more NBA stuff just so we can talk about that too. I've always been a Laker fan, but ever since LeBron hijacked my team, I don't watch no more. I can't stand that dude. Like, he's played for a long time. I give him that. He's got the longevity, right? He's an incredible athlete. But he tends to dip his foot into the political spectrum from time to time. And that's one thing I can't stand. Don't bring politics into my escape from reality, which is sports. So, the thing is, everybody's got their feelings about politics, right? When you have my team's jersey on, I don't want to hear about it. If you want to have a press conference outside of sports or do an interview outside of sports that doesn't involve my team, then that's fine. Absolutely. You know what I mean? But you get paid a lot of money to win games, basically, because of your incredible talent when it comes to sports, So, no, not at all. I don't even think he's the greatest Laker. I mean, the Lakers have such a storied history. I'd probably give him top 5. You know what I mean? My real name is Sal, by the way. All right, Sal. Cool. Dodgers, Lakers, Niners, USC. Yeah. I don't really follow the college stuff much until we start getting around to the playoffs and the bowl games. I don't really pay attention to college at all because I'm focused on NFL, and my Niners. But it doesn't bother me if one of my team's athletes talks politics. I think it's important to do so, just my opinion. And the whole shut up and dribble thing is fucking stupid. Yeah, I personally, you know what? It's okay. It's fine. We don't have to agree on everything, right? You know what I mean? Like everybody's entitled to their opinion, but for me, sports is an escape from reality. What is up? What's up, John? How you doing tonight? Yeah, and I respect your opinion as well. Like, what I can't stand is when people put politics over relationships and disagreements over relationships, like I have people that I work with that we don't agree on politics at all, but that's okay. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, I'm doing good, John. I appreciate it. The thing is, everybody's entitled to their opinion. We don't have to agree on everything. That would be kind of boring, actually. But, if you're a good person, then that trumps everything else, in my opinion, and no pun intended on that. But, uh, you know, relationships before anything, because we can't control politics. We can't control what people's opinions and stuff like that. Like, that's just, I don't know. Kobe Bryant had that dog in him that LeBron don't. You know, I'll say that for sure. I was a big Kobe fan for sure. Probably just as big of a Jordan fan, except when Jordan was playing the Lakers. But I think Kobe wouldn't have been who Kobe was if it weren't for Jordan, if that makes sense. And a lot of the stuff I've seen on that, yeah, and I would agree with that as well, Jeff. I think, you know, the argument will always go on, Jordan versus LeBron, but then you could make the argument, Magic and Larry era versus Jordan. You could go back even further to, you know what I mean? Like it's all. When I was a kid, and I thought Hulk Hogan was the greatest wrestler ever, right? Serving to a foreign country named Israel. Fools, Americans don't corrupt their own economy. Okay. Yeah, like I said, we don't really do politics. You know what I mean? Kareem was amazing, one of the best to ever do it, and I think he's got 6 rings. So I mean, he's definitely in the conversation. You know what I mean? Argument where LeBron is number 2 behind MJ, but that's his ceiling, in my and I would agree. Kareem got, but and that's the thing. That's kind of the point I was making when you say Kareem got embarrassed by Larry Bird. It's all generational, right? Like if you put all these guys in their prime, who knows what would happen? Like I'm a big Bird fan too. You know what I mean? Like kind of like Tom Brady, right? I hated Bird when he was going against Magic and my Lakers. But looking back, Bird was a phenomenal athlete. They said he couldn't jump and all this stuff and wasn't athletic. Man, he put on some clinics out there, you know what I mean? But, it's like Will Chamberlain scoring 100. People say, well, he did it against, a bunch of white guys that were, that weren't athletic, but he played against the competition that was available. So 1 MJ, 2 Kareem, 3 Bill Russell, 4 LeBron James, 5 Magic. Yeah, that's it. What makes it tough to debate, in my opinion, is Tap says Larry Bird was yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that dude would talk a lot of shit. You know what I mean? But the thing is, they all played when they played, and different eras. People say, oh, LeBron would have averaged 35 a game during Jordan's time, but it was a different sport back then, man. You had Dennis Rodman and Ron Artest and some of these guys that, the bad boys from Detroit, Lambeer and those guys, like, they took away the hand check, right? But, back then, like, they'd fucking clothesline you. You know what I mean? Like, it was a different era. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to say how anybody would, if you took them out of one era and put them in another era, like they worked in their era, you know? It's not a horrible list. I don't know if I have magic, but everyone is, yeah. And I'm always going to respect other people's opinions. Like I said, we don't have to agree on everything. That's fine, you know? It's who are you as a person that I'm more concerned with than your opinion on who was the GOAT or, you know, Montana's still the GOAT as far as I'm concerned. Never threw an interception in the Super Bowl. 4-0, like he was Mr. Prime Time. Like, you know, when the lights were the brightest, Joe did the best. So I think Magic was revolutionary for his time because he was a big man, like a 6'9" point guard. Basically, they could dish, and that Showtime offense was electric back then. You know what I mean? Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time. I hope the 49ers could be the 13 to win a Super Bowl at home. Could be the third team, I think is what that meant to say. Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. We'll see what happens. Got a couple more games to get there. But you know what though? Like we beat a good defense this last week. Dan Marino's my favorite quarterback. Yeah, Dan Marino was good. He was real good. Dude had a cannon. So we got to get to Seattle. And then, honestly, I kind of don't want to play the Bears again. Caleb's hot. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't know. Like you got to put them guys away, you know? So I don't know. It's hard to say what's going to happen, but they say Buffalo is the first team in the divisional round to be favored against the number one seed in like 10 years or something, which seems kind of weird to me, but they're putting a lot on Josh Allen in his Superman cape, I think. But you know, that every game next weekend is definitely going to be interesting. We're at that point of the year where, you know, there's no bad games, or at least there shouldn't be. That game tonight, I think, I don't know if Tomlin's still going to be around or not, you know? Joe Montana is the Warren Moon is my favorite quarterback. He don't get the respect he deserves. I agree. Yeah, I don't want to go to Chicago either. Like I said, if the Rams win, then it's SoFi, and there's a lot of Niner fans in LA. You know what I mean? In Southern California, and I think we go in there and we take that stadium over, and it's almost like a home game. So I think that's best case scenario. Even though I think the Rams are a better team than Chicago, but the Rams have been playing some weird football lately. So I don't know what that's going to look like. If the Rams go in and just completely destroy the Bears, then I may be a little more fearful of that game if we get there. You know what I mean? We got to get there first, you know, but I'm just kind of playing it out in my head, best case scenario for us to get to the Super Bowl. So, tricky sport to discuss the greatest players of all time with me anyway, because I look at positional. Yeah. What's up, Big E? How you doing, brother? Yeah, that's our home away from home right there. That's Levi South going into SoFi. So, you know, I think that would be a very interesting game. So, I don't know. We'll see. What's up, Chef Tencho? Says Bay Area. Shout out to the Bay Area. Q says, "You're late, sir. Explain, E." What say you, E? So, yeah, it was a good weekend of football, though. I got Chicago versus the Pats. Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, at this point, anybody can go. You know what I mean? There's is it 4 teams left? Yeah, 4 teams on each side. And any of those 4 teams just might be there. You know what I mean? So, Niners are definitely in the mix. You know, still don't get the respect we deserve, in my opinion. But then again, we're beat up, you know? Bills upset the ponies. I like that. I like that. I don't know. I haven't seen Mexican G in a while. He was in here a couple weeks ago, and then he disappeared again. I don't know. He's absconding, I guess. Check in, G. Where you at, my boy? He's absconding. We're gonna have to put a bench warrant out for his ass. So, let me give you guys my take on next weekend's games. All right, we got Bills and Broncos. I actually think I would love to see Josh Allen win that game, but I think the Broncos defense is going to be too much, and the fact that it's at Mile High, which is a hard place to play. So I got Broncos there. Patriots, Texans. We're going to find out what Drake May's really about in that game, in my opinion. He looked good. He looked good the other night. You know, he looked like an MVP candidate to a certain extent, you know. I think if CJ Stroud can get that offense rolling, then I'm going to go with the upset with the Texans there. So then we got Texans and Broncos. And here I'm putting the storyline together for you guys, the NFL storyline, right? Texans pull off the upset to represent the AFC. Okay? 3-4 weeks in advance to yeah, and absolutely they should be, whoever the Bills should already be there, in my opinion, to get to practicing and get ready for that. Okay, so I got Texans coming out of the AFC. I know that's a hot take, right? You know. Then in the NFC, Niners go in and shock Seattle, drop a 30 burger on these guys, and pull off the win. Rams go and take care of business in Chicago, leading to another showdown. Another showdown between the Niners and the Rams at SoFi. Niners pull it off. On to the Super Bowl. And this is a lot of this is the homer in me. Because I'm a bang bang Niner gang kind of guy. You know what I mean? So now you got Niners, Texans in the Super Bowl. D'Amico Ryans comes back to Santa Clara, our old defensive coordinator, along with Aziz Al-Shair, the all-pro linebacker, and right, and Jimmy Ward, the safety, former Pro Bowl safety, along with Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson. Like, that D-line is crazy that D'Amico put together over there. And the 49ers hoist the trophy in a hell of a battle. There you go. There you have it. Niners Super Bowl champs. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Tapwood. So wait, who's all left in the playoffs? So I think I covered that. We got Patriots, Broncos, Bills, Texans, AFC. Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Bears, NFC. That's it. We're down to the final 8. So I am not from, if you're asking me, Fanbow, I'm from SoCal. Just like Taftwood said. I'm from East Oakland, but I live in Abilene, Texas now. Okay, nice. Boy, that had to be a shock moving from East Oakland to Texas. The city of dope. Man. I don't know if I've ever been to Abilene, Texas. Where is that? Sounds like one of them small towns somewhere in like Central Texas or something. Able to stay long, so I'll see you next week, Bobby. All right, sounds good, Big E. I appreciate you tapping in, brother. Oh, West Texas, okay. Like El Paso, up maybe probably north of El Paso, I would imagine. You know what I mean? If you stripped away success, approval, and identity, what part of you would remain? And would it be enough? Absolutely, it would be enough. Fox's daily motivations. Yeah, I think so. Morality, integrity, like those are big things. You know what I mean? David's in Corona. 2 hours from Dallas. Okay, I got you. Nice. You're in Tornado Alley, basically, right? Level of discipline you haven't embraced yet. Wow. Good credit. That's the dream that I'm slowly allowing to fade. Not because it's impossible, but because it demands a level of discipline that I haven't embraced yet. Good credit. Yes. Oh, I got you. Okay. That makes sense. All right. So, yeah. So, wild card weekend is over. On to the divisional round. And bang, bang, Niner gang, baby. We're still alive. I had my doubts going into that first round, but you know what? We've been playing this kind of football all year. So, did you sell used socks? Huh? Okay. I used to love Too Short. Man, he had some bangers back in the day. Definitely. That Bay Area music. Man. So, yeah, it's back to work tomorrow. Back to the 9 to 5 or the 5 to 3 or whatever, however you want to consider it. How about them Bears, huh? Hey, Caleb looks for real, bro. I'll say that. I will say that. He looks for real. I think where he's going to run into problems in the playoffs, though, is eventually he's going to find that defense that's not going to let him get back in. You know, the Bears, man, they've been in free fall basically. Tyson Bacon is their second string. I'd like to see them win. I hear you. Caleb Williams came from OU. Yeah, and that's the thing. You're going to find a offense like the Niners who are going to put up some points. Is David Corona out or what? Hey, I'll catch you on the next one as well, David Corona. I appreciate you tapping in, brother. Be safe out there, huh? So, yeah, I think they're going to run across a team like the Rams, who are going to just drop 30 on them, and the deficit's going to be too much to overcome. Caleb is great in those late situations, but you have a great night as well, David. So I'm not sold on the Bears getting out of. Appreciate that, David. Yeah, I'm not sold on the Bears this year, but they've definitely established. Hey, thank you for the gift. For the high five, Q. I appreciate that. Yeah, they got to work. They got to start piecing that defense together the way they did that offense, and then watch out. Caleb's good. He's real good. He's one of those guys in the future that's going to be talked about. If he continues to do what he does, he's going to be one of those guys in the future that's talked about like Lamar and Josh Allen and Mahomes and those guys. You know what I mean? But that's done over time. Like right now, he's impressive, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? How about the Texans? And that defense is it's scary. It's scary. Honestly, when I look at that Texans defense and I look at the Texans this year in general, here's my thought, okay? I think it was 2022. The Niners started 3-5. They went on like a 8 or 9 game winning streak to finish the season, a 9-game winning streak to finish 12-5, win the division, and made a run. You know what I mean? And that's what the Texans are doing right now. And D'Amico Ryan was actually our defensive coordinator when that happened, if memory serves me correctly. So that's what the Texans are doing right now. And they're doing it with a 4-man pass rush, like an incredible defensive line that just gets to the quarterback. Will Anderson and Hunter, like those guys are animals. So, and Alshai, why can I never say his name? Al-Shair, I think his name is the linebacker. Played for the Niners during that time too. So, how about them Bills though? What's up, Tiger boy? How you doing? Yeah, well, your left tackle was out. No, was he out? I think he got injured, didn't he? Or did he? Am I mistaken for somebody else? Tapwood says our problem with Herbert getting sacked 55 times is because we were basically experimenting with it. Yeah. Yeah, the Bills look good. But yeah, your quarterback can't get sacked that much, and that O-line is definitely a big part of that, I don't know if Herbert can scramble though, you know what I mean? Like I'm surprised I don't know, like when the heat's coming that fast, it's hard, But yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I agree about Rodgers needing to retire. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tomlin's out, just like Harbaugh was, Yeah, and Tiger Boy, you're right. Like he just like that dude. Oh my God, like he's a warrior though. I'll give him that. Herbert. Like there was a couple times during that game where I was like, oh man, Rodgers looked better than Phillip Rivers. That's not saying a whole lot now, is it? Like they kept panning to Rodgers every time he got sacked, and his facial expressions and Like he had all kinds of profanity for the camera. But it definitely be another interesting week of football this weekend. Just too bad I won't be home to watch the game. But, it is what it is. I could get sacked 12 times, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that I think that left tackle was a backup, right? And you know, I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but they got to shore up that O line for him if he's going to have any success. This is Travis. What is your favorite NFL football team? The Niners. Yeah, it's definitely going to get more interesting. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. Yeah, they got to give him some more time. I think he's going to carve up some defenses if you can get him protected. And then that's where the scrambles come in more. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Well, like I said, it's back to work tomorrow, guys. So, like the 49ers, right on. I love the Niners too, brothers. I am so happy to meet you. Like the Sarah, I want to talk to you about more about them. Bring it on in the comments, Travis. Definitely. That's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about playoff football and the wild card round, the games that are done already, and what we think, what I think is going to happen next week. So that's good stuff. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm probably going to wrap this up in like the next 10 minutes or so, though. We're at like 47 in right now, so got to do something about that crooked dartboard. Is it crooked? Oh, it is crooked, huh? Really? Holy shit, it's crooked. We'll get that fixed before the next one. Be to the 20-year-old that don't have a dad and mom in their life and that are active in the streets and that grew up in that environment that took up to their OG. Clips ad says, what would your message be to the 20-year-old that don't have a dad and mom in their life and are active in the streets and that grew up in that environment that look up to their OG? You know what my message would be? As much as your OGs tell you that you ain't nobody until you hit a mainline prison yard, like your destiny is not prison. Like I've been there and I've done that, and I heard all the stories about how great prison is. Prison sucks. Okay? And, whatever you are in the streets is what you're going to be in there. You know what I mean? If you're a hitter in the streets, you're going to get a life sentence. You're going to get washed up, Oh
my goodness.
Yeah, it's very crooked, huh?
I don't even know. You have to just take a look more.
Yeah. So, find some positive things to do. Go to school or something, like you can go to community college and get financial aid, and that will help you to stabilize your life and get out of those streets before you make a fatal mistake that's going to cost you the rest of your life. You know what I mean? You start going to school, you can find some positive role models there that are doing things to make their life better rather than doing the same old shit in the streets that's going to get you caught up and get you sent to prison for a long time. Because, no matter how much your OGs tell you about how great prison isn't the place to be. And I'd be willing to bet you anybody in there doing life would trade with the squarest of individuals in a heartbeat just to get some freedom again. And you know what I mean? Know what life is like on the outside. I've seen way too many youngsters, even in the county jail, that just got life because they were gangbanging and they were following the lead of their big homie. And, your big homie ain't going to take care of you once you're locked up. You know what I mean? I'll just say that. But I wish you the best of luck, brother. uh, you do. I hope you have a good time at work because I was watching the NFL today. So, amen. Yeah, that was a good game. Picked up from my TV by talk text. I don't know, but the Bears have a chance. Is the Rams nearly? I agree, Jack. I agree with you on that one. Tap. Here's to you and your love. Hey, Dr. Disaster, what's up, brother? Appreciate you, brother. Right, that, brother. This is Travis again. Absolutely. Prison is for the birds, kids, as Tap says. People all my life, and I think in my life in prison, people, and just keep a prayer for people that absolutely. Life is a choice. Choose wisely, says Tiger Boy. I agree. Because as a wise man once told me, there's consequences to everything. Some are good, some are bad. Live with good consequences, not bad ones. Because, this isn't a video game where you can hit restart and say, I didn't like the path that was going down. When you are locked up and you are sentenced, there is nothing you can do. And when you get on those GP yards, someone's going to have you put some work in. And, the conditions in there right now just aren't good. You know what I mean? They're not good. The big homies are on the yards, and when you get sent to do some work, you want to shine, but unfortunately shining ends up with a price tag attached to it. You know what I mean? So I'll say that. But yeah, I don't know. So if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. Choice to this life, even just through high school. Yeah. Just, think about what you're doing. Don't act impulsively, because impulsive actions can get you in a whole bunch of trouble. You know what I mean? TV or something and watch it and show us it is a Christian song. Life is a garden, dig it, says Tab. Buddies went in for big stretches and I sat back out here free, a little fat. Haha, loving life and family. That's what's up, Tiger Boy. Absolutely. So, anyways, what do you guys think? You want to keep it going for a while, or will I see you guys next week? Up in a pinch, don't tell on people to get yourself out. And exactly. My dad told me when I was a little kid, he said, if you're going to go play in them streets, he said, just know that you are responsible for your actions. And, just because you're having a bad day, don't mean you have to drag other people down with you. Like, I always lived by those words. And that was long before the snitch era came around. You know what I mean? But, all right, Tiger Boy, I appreciate you tapping in, brother. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Like I said, I got work tomorrow, so I got to shower, shave, do all them good things, and get ready for bed. But everybody have a fantastic week. I appreciate you guys all tapping in. It's always a good time with the chat. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, Q. My grandpa told me similar shit. He would say, when you go run on those streets, just assume something. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't climb the mountain. Just keep. Yes, sir. All right, guys. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button before we go. We will get into it again next weekend, probably Sunday night. So be on the lookout for that. Probably once the games are done on Sunday, we'll get on and go live and we'll chop it up a little bit, you know. But yeah, much love to everybody that participates. You guys are the best, you know. And hope you have a great rest of the night. I appreciate that, Jack, and I appreciate that, Tap. And as I always leave it, yeah, I'll do my best. You as well, Tap. Don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you guys next Sunday.